How's it going, folks? And welcome back. It's episode number 67 of Park 2 Primera. Today, it's an away day. 2 away fixtures, 1 in the league, 1 in the Champions League. Hopefully, we're going to get some good results, but it is going to be tough. And well, since you were last here, let's talk about the matches first and foremost. We've played quite a lot of football over the month of October. We're already way into November. Since you were last here, 6 games played. In the league, it's going great. In the Champions League, a little less great. So in the first match since you were last here, we took on Atleti. This was a game that I did and ah about possibly doing as a live commentary. In the end, I'm kind of glad I didn't, in a bizarre way. It finished 0-0. It was a drab affair. Nianzou slotted in at centre-back for today's game with Gvardiol out injured, and he put in a really solid display. You know, we've brought him in to be this solid backup player. As you can see, though, he's only made 8 appearances at centre-back, and that is because this year, more than ever, I really have made a habit of rotating the team. I feel like we're finally in a position where we can kind of have an A team and a B team, and in rotating them around, we can set ourselves up well. And well, we actually rotated our team for this game against Real Betis. Now, we won this one 3-0. A flurry of chances late on secured the win. As you can see, players on off the bench having the impact, which was good to see. But in terms of the starting 11, a slightly unfamiliar look about it, I suppose, with all the rotation that we did. Avramides, coming back from injury, is struggling, to be frank. He is not playing very well at all. 1 goal, 6.56 rating in his last 5 games. It's a bit like the Avramides of 2 years ago, after last year where he had such a great year. But despite that, it was a good display on the whole. We won 3-0 against Real Betis, and well, we attempted to keep that momentum going into the Liverpool game. We'd rotated the team. We were good to go. Could we win it? No, and we lost 1-0. This was a really close game, though. As you can tell by the ratings of the Liverpool defenders, we really made them defend in this game. We showed some good promise going forward, created a whole host of chances, but unfortunately, as you can see here, they scored in the 74th minute. Despite some changes to try and turn it around immediately, it just didn't happen for us. But shifting our focus back onto the league, in the last 3 games, we played very, very well. We won against Alaves 3-1. Vélez with a goal in this one, as well as Lizzie. Following on from that, a couple of goals against Sociedad. This was a pretty tough game. Sociedad have started the season rather well. However, we ran out deserved victors in the end. When they scored from the penalty spot in the 70th minute, I did start to panic slightly, but we rode through a storm, and well, you can see it was Gökdeniz doing it again. He does this a lot. He is popping up with all-important goals for us. He got us the winner in this game here, and also, I don't want to say it too loudly, Estevez got the assist, everyone. It's the hair. It's definitely the hair. And well, most recently we played against Valladolid, rotated the team for this game. Players like Nianzou started, where actually he got man of the match. Vélez as well, Corridor in at right back. Look, the fan club, you can't come for me. He's played 7 games this year. But on the whole, really good team performance, convincing win, kept a clean sheet. Not had as many of those this year versus last year. But yeah, this was a good result in the end. So in terms of where that league form leaves us, you can see here we are currently sat top of the league, ahead of Barcelona on head-to-head. Barcelona conceded 1 more than us, but they've scored 37 goals in 12 games. Yes, they are on a goal-scoring spree. I feel a little bit bad for Elche, who they beat 10-0. Yeah, I mean, poor Elche. Down at the bottom. Betis struggling as well, actually, which is a little bit of a shock. But to see yourselves at the top of the table can only be a good thing. As I mentioned, today's second match is going to be against Athletic Club Bilbao. They're currently in 11th. Of course, they are our local rivals. I want to beat them away. So I talked a little bit about the rotation going on in the team and how I have really rotated things. If you're a long-term viewer of the channel, you'll know that I like to have a best 11 and then a second best 11. 2 teams that I can kind of line up with and change on the fly and kind of have a change of personnel across the board. We are finally in a position where we can do that, which is great. And for the most part, our best 11 is relatively injury-free. You can see here, Luzzi, unfortunately, has got injured again. He was back in the Spanish national team, scoring goals for them in the last international break. But upon his return, an abdominal strain is going to leave him out for the next few weeks, which is a shame, because I feel like he came in with quite a lot of hype, a little bit of pressure on his shoulders to be this Mojica replacement, the super sub when Sia Pina wasn't playing or if Sia Pina got injured. For the most part, he's lived up to my expectations, so to see him get injured again is a bit of a shame. It does mean that on the bench of today's game, we are going to bring in Maya. Looking at the team on the whole, though, you can just tell by the number of appearances that the players have played that we really have rotated things quite heavily. Already at this early stage of November, 19 players have started at least 5 games, and of course, there's a few players further down here who haven't made starts, maybe due to injury, or by virtue of the fact that they are just goalkeepers. I realise my face is in the way, so I'll put it up at the top for you so you can kind of see the players who haven't played quite as many games. Jonathan Martinez, by the way, has been mega unlucky this year. Of course, we signed some replacements for him this year, and he's been out with a concussion and then sprained ankle ligaments back to back. He's not really been fit so far this season, which for a player who relies so much on his physicals is a little cause for concern. In terms of impressive team performances, Gök Deniz has really done the business for us. He is joint top goal scorer alongside Pedro Porro. I think it would be safe to say that the additions that we've made are coming good thus far. The few players who I was perhaps most nervous about their price tags, at least at this very early stage in their Racing career, they look like they are justifying, the 20 plus million that was spent on them. Also nice to see Siapina getting back to goal scoring ways a little bit. That road to recovery is going to be a long one, but he did just play for the Argentina national team and he got 2 goals on his debut, which we absolutely love to see. Of course, right now, we need to turn our attention to the Champions League, folks. I want to get to the knockout stages of this on the regular. I want to be making it to the quarter-final every year. That's the target I've set for myself, and if we want to do that, we probably need to get a result against Liverpool here. You can see the league table is kind of interesting at this early stage in the group. Liverpool have won all of their games. They've looked pretty unbeatable. Of course, we only lost to them 1-0 at home, so maybe we can do something here away from home. Looking below us, though, Werder Bremen are tied on points with us, and Monaco yet to get off the mark. It's really interesting how this league and group stage is playing out. It looks like that game against Werder Bremen is going to be the big decider. It's looming on the horizon. However, right here and now, we need to focus on this Liverpool game and trying to upset the odds. And I feel like we can upset the odds. When I look at our team, when I look at the quality that I've got at my disposal, this is a team that can do it at Anfield. I really believe that. I'm not sure why I'm quite so confident today. I don't think I have actually any right to be. Looking at their team, they've got Ruggeri, Van Dijk, Alisson, Diego Lainez, João Felix, Vlahovic. I mean, it's quite a good team in it that they've got, but they have got Joe Willock on the bench. Make of that what you will. I'm sorry, Joe Willock. I've gone for Joe Willock there. Arsenal fans and Newcastle fans are banding together right now to defend him in the comments. I mean, no, my luck, he will now score against me. Looking at their system, they're going to play a super aggressive 4-2-4. I think that plays into our hands a little bit, so I'm curious to see how we get on here. Of course, in terms of our team, it's what I think is our best 11. I'm looking at Avramidis out on the left-hand side thinking, I need you to start turning up, otherwise you might not be in my best 11 anymore, because there's some very good wingers on the bench today who can probably do his job a little bit better than he's been doing it as of late. Okay, slightly concerning. We are 18 minutes into the game, and 3 of our back 4 are on yellow cards. That's not very good. To the point where I almost want to tell players to stay on their feet now. But that in itself just doesn't seem like a good idea, but I'm going to tell the team, we've got to be better behaved here. Looking at it, they're bossing possession a little bit, so it might be in our interest just to try and catch them out a little bit on the counter. Let's ease on the pressing, let's drop a little deeper, and then in possession, I want us to be extremely direct. Let's get the ball forward quickly and just try and hit them on the break. This is a Liverpool team full of quality. The way they play with their 2-4, I suppose, is what I would look at it as. I think there is going to be room to, attack in behind. If we can catch them out on the counter, we can definitely get goals. You can see here, they commit so many men to the attack. Of course, the difficulty here is we need to get the ball off them. And while Kalulu is bringing the ball forward at right back, do not foul him. Do not do anything silly. Perez, oh my word, I thought it had been given. It hasn't been. He's managed to win the ball, although not for too long. Liverpool back in possession. Ruggeri at left back, forward to Diego Lainez, the Mexican. He lays it back off for Ruggeri in the wide area here. We need to be sensible. One save made by Ramadani. No one came to his rescue, and Matteo Ruggeri has scored from left back. I feel like when a left back scores against you, something's gone wrong. How have we afforded him so much time and space here? Pedro Porro just kind of watching from a distance, doesn't go with his man. Ramadani makes one save, is sat on his arse, can't stop the second. Why did I think we could get anything at Anfield? Right, Pedro Porro, look, now we break, now we counter. Pedro, where are you going? Through the middle is the answer, all on his lonesome, no one in support. Can he finish it at the end of it? No. And honestly, I never actually believed he was going to do anything there. Okay, so at the break, it's been a pretty feisty affair. Both teams with 3 yellow cards in the first half. Ruggeri's goal is the difference maker. He's quite a good left back, isn't he, really? But 7 finishing and he scores against us. That's going to upset me. Ramadani apparently has been our best performer. I don't think your goalkeeper being your best performer is a particularly good sign of a solid team performance. I am also looking at Avramides on a 6.4 thinking, you might be making way soon, mate. I feel like we need to change this game. Although, I say all of that, after we made our changes, what had been a very dominant game for Liverpool started to swing in our favour. To the point where, you know what, we're only 1 goal behind. Maybe we can bring it back yet. I'm going to bring in Gökdeniz and see what he can do. Elsewhere, I am concerned about the bookings at the back, but I think I've just got to show a little bit of faith in players to be well behaved. Siapina not having the best of games either. Still coming back from his injury. Still not 100% match sharp, I feel like. He's not quite in the groove of things. As well, Ruggeri's bringing it forward again. Surely not. Good block by Estevez. Out right back. Let us make our changes now, please, ref. And off the back of those, I'm going to get a little bit shouty as Diego Lainez has a free kick, which he gives short, and then, oh my word, Kalulu unleashes an absolute thunderbolt against the post. 20 minutes left in this game. I feel like we've done okay, dare I say. Tonali over the set piece, whips in. Galarreta's there. We're doing more than okay. It's 1-1, and after a horrifically slow start, we tweaked a few little bits. Looked to press this Liverpool team less. Looked to, well, allow them to have the ball, but have it, higher up the pitch and leave us space to get in behind and attack. In the end, it's a set piece which has undone them. It's Galarreta with it. 15 minutes left. I'm starting to believe. Is that dangerous? It's probably a little bit dangerous. I'm also going to bring in Calderon, who, by the way, just as a general Calderon update, he's still improving. He's always still improving. Get on the pitch, my friend. Okay, Liverpool throw in on the far side. That's not really how I want to see our highlights start after I've brought on Calderon, but maybe we can do a little bit of defending here. Alaba with it. Ruggeri, he's already shown us what he's capable of, the left back. We can't afford him time and space. Alaba plays it inside. Galarreta wins it. Now this is where we can catch them. On the break like this, Siapina's pulled 2 men across. There's going to be options at the back post, but Virgil van Dijk just does Virgil van Dijk things there. He makes an inch-perfect tackle that had to be perfect. And well, it's Liverpool's ball now to bring forward, as of course it's Joe Bloody Willock with it. Plays through Bolde, who's on off the bench. Good block. I think that was by Galarreta, although it could have been Gvardiol. It's not been comfy, has it? 10 minutes left, corner to deal with. Gvardiol gets it away. There's one thing that we're generally quite good at. It is defending set pieces, although Joe Willock is still bringing it forward. Oh my word, that was a heart-in-mouth moment. The tackle was good. Allegedly. In 3D, it looked like a penalty, but it's not being given, so I'm not going to complain. Liverpool keep alternating between a 4-2-3-1 and their 4-2-4. I want to stay with what we've got here, and it's going to get us a point, which, I don't know, away from home, I feel like a point's quite good. Maybe I'm huffing copium here. Maybe I'm trying to do my best to cope, but what did I even click on then? I was just clicking whilst talking. Don't do it, kids. Elsewhere, Werder Bremen lost to Monaco, which puts us in a really, really good spot, actually, looking at things here. You can see, I mean, we're not going to catch Liverpool, but we're top of the rest, although with 2 games left now, there's 2 points separating second to fourth. It still could be anyone's game. Right, our next game is against Athletic Club Bilbao. I want to beat our local rivals. They're rubbish. They're in 11th. I'm going to go and rest all of these players. We will be back in just a mo. You know what? 1-1 at Anfield's fine. That's fine. I'm happy with that. And I feel like I'm not just putting on a brave face. Genuinely, that was a pretty good performance. Let's see if we can keep it going into this second one. Before we get into the second game against Athletic Club Bilbao, I thought it'd be quite nice just to have a little look at how the B team are doing. Remember these guys playing down in the 3rd tier, and as you can see here, they're top of the league and they're having a laugh. They're having a lovely time. Of course, going into this year, I had pretty high expectations that the B team would be able to get promoted again. I feel like I have made a bit of a conscious effort over the last 18 months or so to really improve it. Of course, we've got players like Aguilera, who not that long ago I was trying to bed into the first team a little bit, but maybe was rushing him a little. Suddenly, he's playing for the B team and he's their star man. 7 goals, 10 appearances. I feel like there's been a few players I've tried to rush into the first team in recent years, and Aguilera is perhaps one of them. He's still only 19 years old. He's actually got his birthday in, how many days? In 5 days. Hey, Google, remind me it's Aguilera's birthday in 5 days. I would like to issue an apology to everyone who has a Google Home who has now got a reminder about his birthday, but I do expect you all in 5 days' time, in 5 episodes' time, to in the comments remind me it is his birthday. Look, he's having a lovely time. He's developing really, really well. But elsewhere, across the board, we've got some really talented youngsters coming through in this team. Esteban Flores, for example, you may remember him, the guy we signed in the pre-season special episode, the transfer special. Big sum of money paid, ended up making him available for the B team. I had to unregister him from the first team because a player can't be registered for the first team and the B team, which was a little bit of a gamble. He was unhappy with it, but I managed to talk him out of it. And as you can tell from his performances and his development, he's enjoying his time in the B team at the moment. He's doing fine. He's helping them towards promotion. And across the board, we've got so many youngsters now really starting to develop that it's really quite exciting. Players like, if we look here, William Borraquez, I was going to bring him up as a great example of a player with a load of potential. He's playing well. I've just remembered he's out with a torn thigh muscle at the moment. So not the best example of youngsters developing, but across the board, there are players like Ma, who has come on leaps and bounds, playing regularly for the Chinese national team now. As soon as our B team gets into the second division, which hopefully at the current rate will be next year, this is going to be a great place for our players to develop and play a really good level of football. You might have noticed that Wanderley has gone out on loan. Now, Wanderley, you may remember, we signed last year in January for £10 million. It was a big fee at the time. He played a few games in the B team, and then Deportivo came along and offered him a chance to play regular football in La Liga. Honestly, I kind of regret loaning him out now because, he's just not playing that much for Deportivo anyway. But also, I feel like for the B team, he really could have offered something. Maybe a player who I will recall come January. But no, across the board, we've got really good youngsters. They're developing really well. The B team are performing top draw. I feel like as part of my end of season wrap-ups, we might have to do a little bit of a look at the B team. But across the board, great performances. You might remember, and I have to talk about him because it's just popped into my head. Can you guys remember Les Cotter? Remember Les? Les? Injury prone, but I said, it'll be fine. He's Australian. He's now decided he's German. He's not Australian anymore. But even worse, potentially, he's injured and he broke his leg. What is it with my favourite players breaking their legs at the moment? It's absolutely insane. But anyway, now you're all caught up on the B team happenings where they're just cruising along. They're having a good time. Hopefully we're going to cruise along and have a good time here. Athletic Club Bilbao. I keep saying Athletic Club. It's Athletic Club. It's not like Atletico Jack. There's a H in it for crying out loud. Anyway, this is the team that we're going to play. It's the exact same team that played against Liverpool. It's not. I can't not play him. I'm going to bring in Gurk Deniz just because he's played so well in the league. 6 goals in 8 starts in the league. Couple of those goals on off the bench as well, but the man's performed. It's unfair for me to keep sticking with Avramides. It's not fair on Avramides. It's not fair on Gurk Deniz. You can see here the kind of head-to-head comparison. By all logic, Avramides should be better. Football Manager doesn't work like that, though. That's not how Football Manager works. Hidden attributes matter. Gurk Deniz has really good ones from the looks of things. Anyway, we are going to submit the team going into this game, and I'm hoping that we can get a result here against our local rivals. A win here, and we remain top of the league. We will eagerly look at Barcelona's fixtures and hope that they slip up as this is all going on. Away from home, though, never easy. Home and away advantage, I feel like, is a pretty big thing in Football Manager. Maybe more so in continental football, but even in games like this, we have a knack of stumbling over the line and winning narrowly 2-1. That would be my pre-match prediction for this game if I was going to give one. A 2-1 win. It's what I'm expecting. I'm hoping for something a little more convincing than that. There's only 10 minutes left of the first half here. I've sat here waiting for a highlight. Finally, we have one. Pablo to whip in the corner. Galarreta's there to head over. You've not missed anything. Nothing has happened in this half. They've not had a shot on target. We've only had 2 on target. And suddenly it's half-time. I mean, I'm glad that we did the Liverpool game as well as this one. This has been awful so far. Would it be an overreaction to throw a water bottle? No. Definitely water bottle throw worthy. Come on, lads. Show me what you can do. Right, I want you all to remember that Pedro Porro and Gurk Deniz, they don't like water bottles being thrown. Note that down, everyone. Future team talk note. They're weak mentally. That's what I've learnt there. Intimidated by a water bottle. It's just a shame. Corner here on the far side. I've shouted to Manmore, Pedro Porro to deliver it. Can't pick anyone, but it's back to Pedro. Gvardiol now with it. Hits it. I mean, it's concerning when our centre-back is having to score a finish like that to give us the lead, but we'll take it. Gvardiol, 63, was it 63 or 62 million? But it was a lot of money. It was 60-something million spent on him. I suppose when you buy a centre-back for 60 million, you hope they might be able to do something like that. How about that for a finish? How? Right as I was about to make some changes, he pulls that out of a hat. You know what? I'm still going to make changes. Tonali's tired, bless him. Taliso, on you come. Gurk Deniz has not played well either. Is it time for Avramides? This is your redemption arc, Avramides. I hauled you out the first team last minute. In you come. Get us a goal, please. Okay, throw in on the far side. Perez to Romo. I'm hoping this is going to be us doubling our lead. If they get an equaliser, I'm going to be livid. They've not created anything all game. We've looked like the better team despite the lack of highlights. Maybe it's Thomas Estevez with the hair to do something for us. Pedro Porro pulls it back questionably at best. Estevez needs to do some running here. He is on a booking. Don't foul him, Estevez. Don't. I can see it coming a mile off. It's going to happen. He's going to foul him. It's going to be a red card. We're all going to cry. Okay, he's just not going to put in a tackle at all and they're nearly going to score a header. That was worse. Okay, look, one sub left in my back pocket. Who is my secret weapon right now? Jonathan Martinez. No. John. Kapanu's coming off. Corridor's coming on. I can't have the fan club come for me. Kapanu's not had a good game. He's on a booking. They've still not had a shot on target, I will point out. So as much as this looks like it's just going to end 1-0, we've been the better team and no one can convince me otherwise. And we stay top of the league with it. I wasn't looking at the other performances because I was so annoyed about what I was watching. I bet Barcelona won 10-0 again against Elche. Oh. I mean, it's a good job that head-to-head takes priority over goal difference. You can see here, Barcelona won, Real Madrid won. Basically, all the teams we didn't want to win did win. Also, did anyone see how quickly the clouds were moving in the sky there? I know that sounds mental. Rewind the video. It's very windy. Maybe that was the issue. So man of the match there was Gvardiol. I mean, he scored the only goal of the game. He's been, can I just say, a very, very good addition. I know we weighed up the Koundé versus Gvardiol debate. Who should we go for? I'm looking at him now and thinking that for £62 million, we've got a little bit of a bargain. He's only 25 years old. He's got his best years ahead of him. I think he's going to be a fan favourite in no time. Anyway, before we leave things today, I thought I'd just have a quick look at the finances screen. I promise you it has nothing to do with the fact we've got 69 million in the bank, but it does have something to do with the fact we are technically over the wage budget because of the Estevez signing, which again, it was the board who signed him, not me. They were the people who went over the budget. But no, the thing worth noting perhaps is the fact we are now starting to make a loss month on month. You may remember the last couple of years, we've always made money and then spent it all and then made more money during the season because the amount of money we were raking in always exceeded the amount of money we had on wages. This year, the wages really have scaled up in a pretty big way. I don't feel like I've acknowledged it enough, but all the players we signed this year, you know, they wanted Sandro Tonali style wages. They wanted to be in the £100,000+ a week. Financially, we are starting to get to that scaling point where we are becoming more and more like a big club and like a regular Champions League club. And, you know, as a result of that, players want big bucks. And it does leave me with a little bit of a concern when you've got players like Kapanu and Corridor on less than £15,000 a week, that sometime in the near future, they're going to come asking for more money. And I might not be able to afford it as things stand. So basically, we're in a financial pickle, but it's not today's problem. Probably, I don't know, give it 5 days. We'll have a birthday party and we'll also have a bailiff turning up. It's going to be a great time at Aguilera's birthday. But anyway, gang, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. In terms of when we're going to be back next time, I think we're going to come back towards the end of December. We have got Werder Bremen in the meantime, and whilst that could be a game that if we win qualifies us from the Champions League group stages, I feel like at this point, I expect us to get out the Champions League group stage. When we played Werder Bremen at home, It was a 1-1 draw where we dominated away. I back us to beat them at home quite comfortably, and because I back us so much, we're not going to cover that game. Instead, we're going to come back. If we do ruin things, if it all goes horribly wrong, we'll do a double header of Monaco v Real Madrid, kind of back-to-back away from home. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, and hopefully next time we can just focus on Real Madrid away. We may throw in the Sevilla game. We may take, I don't know, a little reflective look at the first half of the season. Ultimately, though, we're doing well so far. It's not quite as unbeaten as last year, but we are grinding out win after win after win. A draw against Liverpool wasn't bad either, and I feel quite positive, I think. If you have enjoyed today's video, do make sure to drop a like on it. It does actually help the YouTube algorithm. I know you hear YouTubers ask about it and roll your eyes and go, yeah, the like button. No, genuinely, the like button really helps. Please click the like button. It helps me pay the bills and keep the lights on. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Take care. Real Madrid, you're going down. We're top of the league. We're having a laugh. Avramidez is awful and I don't know what to do. I'll see you soon. I'm out.